Welcome to Inside Politics this week. I'm Mark Wright. Our topic this week is transportation. Local leaders say that if Olympia doesn't get something done when it comes to a transportation package this year, they will take matters into their own hands. So what does that mean? Redmond Mayor John Marchione is the Vice President of the Puget Sound Regional Council and joins me now. Mr. Mayor, it's good to have you here.
Thank you, Mark.
Let's start out with a really basic question for those folks at home who may not know exactly what the Puget Sound Regional Council is and what it does.
Sure. The Puget Sound Regional Council is the counties of Snohomish, King, Pierce, and Kitsap County. We're considered a metropolitan urban center, and we do planning, both land use and transportation, as well as economic development for the region.
Okay, let's talk about transportation specifically. You guys are really frustrated because lawmakers in Olympia have not come up with a comprehensive transportation plan. Let's talk about, first of all, what a plan is that you want to see implemented in Olympia.
Well, there's 5 prongs to a comprehensive transportation package, and that includes money for roads and bridges, money for sound transit, money for local transit, as well as ferries, which is part of the highway system, and then we have to maintain all this. The state legislature came very close into passing a roads and bridge package last year, and we haven't made an investment like that since 2005.
Okay, so let's talk about what needs to get done. Is it a level of funding? Is it specific projects? At the state level, what do you want those guys to do?
At a state level, they had a list of projects that I think met the needs of the area as well as the needs of the state. I'm not quite sure why it didn't get past the finish line, whether it was a penny or two in the gas tax or some other revenue. But these things only happen in odd-numbered years generally. And so this is 2015 coming up. Last year was 2014, obviously. Yeah. So we feel if we don't hit the 2015 window, we're going to have to wait till 2017, and that's too long for us to wait.
Okay, so you say that you are ready with some other local leaders to go it on your own. What does that mean? What does it look like? And where would the money come from to pay for these transportation projects?
Well, the state has a set of tools to pay for a statewide transportation package. And we're saying if you cannot pass a statewide package, can you apply those tools to this 4-county region? Because we have major projects. We have 167 and 509. We have finishing 520. We have a number of smaller projects in Snohomish County that are key to moving goods and services and people. People need a reasonable commute time. That commute time's going on 90 minutes to 2 hours. And this discourages businesses from growing here and locating here. Why
do you think that Olympia hasn't passed a transportation package until now? Are they afraid of passing taxes?
You know, I can't speak for Olympia. I think any time an elected official considers taxes, they want to make sure it's well spent. And so I think the debate is, are these the right investments? I know there was debate elsewhere in the state whether those were the right investments. But everyone agrees the investments in the Puget Sound Regional Council area are solid investments for our future.
Give me a time frame. Obviously, the new session starts in January. What are you looking for? Are you looking like perhaps by March or the end of the session, nothing gets done, then what happens?
It's a long session in 2015, and so we're going to wait till the midpoint of the session before we start really pushing this. In the meantime, we're looking at what is the legislation that needs to be written, do we have the right list of projects, and how much revenue is needed to meet our needs. But we want to give the legislature the first shot at doing this statewide.
A lot of people say, they may live in Linwood or Tacoma or on the east side and say, why don't we already have light rail in the city of Seattle? We're just jamming more cars onto these same crowded highways. We're getting many more residents coming in over the next 20 years. What's the long-term solution as you look far ahead?
Well, again, it needs to be a system, both of light rail, roads, bikes, and trails. And part of that is individual needs. If you go through your life, you know, if you have a family of toddlers, you need a car to go to the doctor's office. My son's 24. He doesn't own a car. Light rail, bicycles work great for him. And then when you become a senior, you want transportation that you don't have to drive. You don't have to find parking. And so it's meeting the needs of the whole community is why we want a comprehensive package.
Are you optimistic that it'll happen this year at Olympia?
Well, I'd have to say I have my doubts because a new idea in Olympia doesn't usually pass the first time. But since we've been talking about a state package for a couple of years, I do have hope that something can be done this year.
Okay. Thank you for joining us, Redmond Mayor John Marchione, Vice President of the Puget Sound Regional Council. Thanks for being here.